Hello students, today we will study one of the most important topic of chapter number 8, that is the topic of standard 8, comparing quantities. So this topic is simple interest and compound interest. As I have said earlier that all the topics of these chapters are very important because in day-to-day life you came across all the topics that we have studied in this chapter, like the comparing the two quantities. We have start with the ratio and proportion, then we study about how we can find out the cost price, selling price, how we can find out the loss or gain, loss percentage, gain percentage. Then we study about the different types of taxes like GST, VAT, VAT, right? So now this topic is again very important, simple interest and compound interest. So you have many times heard this word interest. Actually this is related, most probably related to the bank, because whenever you want to buy something, suppose you want to buy a house, right? So what if you do not have the enough money, then what will bank do? Bank gives you the loan, right? What is loan? Suppose you want to buy a house which has the price 25 lakhs, right? Currently you do not have that much of the money, still you want to buy the house. So what the bank do? Bank will provide you the total money that you require. Instead of that, what will bank do? Bank will get some extra money from you, that whenever you have to pay back to the bank, you do not have to pay the 25 lakhs, you have to pay some more amount, right? You have to add some amount in 25 lakhs and then that amount you have to pay to the bank. But it is also not again at the same time, right? They will it will you have to give every month, right? So this is how this total this simple interest and compound interest, how this works, right? Again, let us take one more example, that you want to purchase a car, four-wheeler, right? You do not have the enough money. What bank will do? Bank will provide the total money to the company that, or the shop from where you want to buy the car, right? So at that time you have provided the money to the shopkeeper, right? You purchase the car, but now what will happen? You have to pay money to the bank, but not all the money at the same time. You have to give the money step by step, right? Every month you have to give the money. So in this way there is no burden on you, right? But instead of that, what bank will do? Bank will take some extra charge, and that extra charge is called the interest. Now it is depend that which kind of interest the bank is give from you, that is either simple interest or compound interest. So today we will study what is the difference between simple interest and compound interest. So let us start. We will start by taking some amount of the money. Let us take the amount of the money, that is we are taking 100 rupees. We will start from the 100 rupees, right? So we are calling this money, whatever you are taking from the bank, that is called the principal amount. We are denoting it by the capital letter P. Then suppose there is a rate, right? That how much is the rate of interest, that how much percentage the bank will take from you, right? So let us take it the rate of the interest, that is we are taking suppose 5%, right? So the rate of the interest is 5%. Suppose for 1 year you are taking the money from the bank. So that is called the time duration. It is denoted by the capital T. We are taking here 1 year, right? So this is 100 rupees we are taking from the bank at the rate of 5% for how many years? For 1 year. So what will be the interest? That is, interest means the extra amount that we have to pay to the bank. Obviously we have to pay the 100 rupees, but on that 100 rupees some extra amount we have to pay. So what will be that amount? Let us calculate. We can calculate simple interest as, we denote it as a SI, right? Simple interest. So simple interest will be calculated as principal amount into rate into time upon 100. Right? Put down all the values. What is the principal amount? Is 100. What is the rate of interest? That is 5. What is the time duration? 1 year upon 100. So when we cut this 100, what is the amount we are getting? That is rupees 5. So you have to pay 100 rupees plus 5 rupees. That is the total of 105 rupees you have to pay to the bank. Now you can think about, if this amount is bigger, then your simple interest amount will also become higher, will also become greater. As we increase this amount, the simple interest amount will also increase. Let us take it for the second year. So what is this? This we can write down as in simple interest, that is SI. Simple interest for first year, that is equals to 5 rupees, and total money that you have to pay to the bank, that will become 100 plus 5, that is equals to 105. Right? Suppose you want to continue this for the 2 years. For the next year also you borrow the 100 rupees money. Right? So let us calculate, continue with this step. So here also again your principal amount will remain the same because you are borrowing the 100 rupees. Rate is again the same, that is 5%. And for how many years? You are taking again for the 1 year. Right? Okay. So again, if we calculate the simple interest, then the formula will remain as it is, PRT upon 100. When you put down all the values, you get 100 into 5 into 1 year, that is upon 100. 100 again will cut each other. 5 rupees again we get as a simple interest. So this simple interest is for the, suppose we are taking for the first year, that is we are taking SI1. This simple interest for we are taking second year. See, there is a time duration is only 1 year from first year to second year. That is the time duration is only 1 year. That is why we are taking here 1. So again, now simple interest for second year. How much is the simple interest for the second year? That is again rupees 5. So what will be now? The total amount will be, total amount. See, first time you paid the 105 rupees. Now this 5 rupees is again added as an interest. So the total amount you have to pay to the bank is 110 rupees. So this we calculate for the first year, this we calculate for the second year. Let us calculate for the third year. So again this principal amount will remain 100. The rate of interest is again 5% and the time duration is again 1 year. Why 1 year? Because second year to third year, that is the time duration is 1 year. So again we know that the simple interest for the third year we will get, that is equals to 5 rupees. Right? Simple interest for the third year is again we get the 5 rupees, and the total amount will be, total amount. How much will be the total amount? We have previous amount, that is 110, and the 5 rupees interest will again added. So the total amount we will find, that is 1, 1 and 15. Right? So this is, which amount is this? Let us tell me again. If you are borrowing 100 rupees at a rate of 5% for the time duration 1 year, then only you have to pay 105 rupees back to the bank. If you are borrowing this 100 rupees for 2 years, that is first year and second year, so the total amount you have to pay, that is 110 rupees. If you borrow the 100 rupees for 3 years, then you have to pay total amount, that is 115 rupees to the bank. That is, what will happen? every time the 5 rupees is increasing, right? So instead of calculating 1 year particularly, we can also calculate it together by taking the time duration as a 3 year. So let us calculate for the 3 years. That is, the principal amount will remain as it is 100. The rate of interest is 5%, and the time duration here now we are taking, that is equals to 3 years. So put down all the values, we get the simple interest is equals to 100 into rate of interest into time duration upon 100. So this 100 will cancel out each other. What we are getting? 15 rupees. See, here we get the 15, and here if we are calculating the interest for particular 1 year, then we are getting 5, 5 and again 5, right? In all the 3 cases, we are getting the simple interest 5, 5 and 5. But when we calculate it together for the 3 years, we get the total amount of the interest, that is 50, right? So again, if we calculate the total amount that you have to pay back to the bank after 3 years, that is equals to what you have borrowed, that is 100 rupees. What will be the interest? That is 15 rupees. So again you have to pay 150 rupees. So you can see that both this amount we get the same, right? This amount up to this we are calculating year by year. This we calculate all together for the 3 years, right? This I calculate 1 by 1 year just to show you that every time we are getting the simple interest as a same amount 5 rupees, right? Now let us study about the compound interest, right? Here also we are taking the principal amount the same 100 rupees. The rate is also equal to 5% and the time duration is also 1 year. Okay, so to find out the compound interest, the formula will remain the same. So here we are taking compound interest for 1 year. Formula will remain the same, that is PRT upon 100, P into R into T upon 100. By putting all the values, 100, rate of interest is 5, time duration is 1 year upon 100. So 100 will cancel out, we are getting the 5 rupees as a interest. So what will be the compound interest for first year? Compound interest for the first year is 5 rupees. So what will be the total money, total amount or total money? Total money you have to pay to the bank, that is 100 plus 5, that is equals to 105 rupees. So see, for the first year, if we are taking the borrow this money for the 1 year, then there is a no change in simple interest and compound interest, because both the time we are getting the same interest, and that is why we are getting the same amount of the money that we have to pay back. Now let us calculate for the second year. Here the second year also the principal amount. Now see, there is a change. There is a change because this time we have to take the principal amount as 100 rupees, that is the actual money, plus we have to add the compound interest that we are getting here, that is rupees 5. So this 105 amount now will become our principal amount for the second year. So for the second year, principal amount is 100, rate will remain as it is. Again we are calculating it for 1 year. So now what will be the compound interest for the second year? The formula is same, PRT upon 100. So it now at this time the principal amount is 105, rate is 5, time duration is 1 upon 100. So now when we calculate this, we get 5 5s are 25 and 5 1s are 5 upon 100. So what is the amount we are getting here is 5.25. See, there is a change. For the second year, the compound interest is 5.25. While we are calculating the simple interest for the second year, we are getting the same amount that we are getting in the first year. But here there is a change. For the first year, compound interest is 5. But for the second year, the compound interest is 5.25. Why is happening? Because here the principal amount gets changed. We add this interest in the principal amount so that we get the different amount of the compound interest. So now let us calculate what will be the total amount. The total amount or the total money now will be, what is it? First it is 105 rupees. Now this 5.25 will added to it. So now this money will become 10 into 25. See, there is a change. Here we get 110 rupees that we have to pay back to the bank. But here the total money that we have to pay back, that is 110 into 0.25. Let us calculate for the third year. Now you know that what will be the amount for the third year. We know that for the third year the amount will be this. Principal amount is changed, 110.25. The rate of interest again will become 5% and the time duration is 1 year. So the compound interest for the third year will become principal amount 110.25, rate of interest is 5, time duration is 1 upon 100. Okay, so let us calculate. What we are getting here is 5 5s are 25, 2 is the carry, 5 2s are 10, 0 is there. Okay, we are getting 1, 5 1s are 5, 55, 551 upon 100, right? 551.05. That is we are getting. Let us calculate again. 5 5s are 25, 2 is the carry, 5 2s are 10. Okay, 12. We are getting here 2. 1 is the carry, so we have to put 1 as it is. 5 is the 5. Okay, 551.25 we are getting. Now 100 is there, so we have to take this decimal point to the shifted to the left hand side. So we are getting 5.5125, right? So see again here this interest amount is again changed, and it is every year it is going to increase. For the first year it is 5 rupees. For second year it is increased as 5.25. Again for the third year it is increased by some amount. So every year this amount of the interest is getting increasing, while in the simple interest every year the amount of the interest remains the same. Okay, so now what will be the total money? Total money will be, how much will become the total money is, what is the principal amount last year, that is 110.25, and what we are getting as an interest for the third year, that is 5.5125. when we add this we are getting 25 as it is, 5 plus 1 6, 5 plus 2 7.115, 115.7625. This is the amount we are getting for the third year. So this much of the amount we have to pay back to the bank. So now it is clear for you that what is the basic difference between the simple interest and compound interest. In simple interest, every year if we calculate the simple interest, every year the principal amount will remain the same, and that is why we are getting the interest is also the same. While in compound interest, every time the principal amount will get changed. First year it is 100, for the second year it will become 105 rupees, for the third year again it is changed, and that is why the amount of this interest is also getting changed for every year. That is, in this compound interest we are calculating interest of the interest, and that is why it is called the compound interest. Okay, so this is all about the basics of the simple interest and compound interest, and this is all about this lecture. Thank you.